What was the biggest thing that you were struggling with at the time prior to joining this program?
I actually would say I was like completely lost in the gym. So like I was going there and I was just kind of doing the baseline of just working out, but not like knowing what I was doing. I'd say the program definitely gave me a guideline. And then as for my food, I think it was just more of like getting in the habit of what I was eating, which was just sort of like junk food. And obviously I kind of staggered a little bit, but you can essentially eat what you want. But as long as you're just kind of staying in your health groups.
So you mentioned that you were kind of dabbling with the workouts in the past, but there was like no real structure, didn't really know what you were doing. So the program
Yeah.
kind of added a bit more just structure to your routine, you'd say?
Yeah, and it definitely like for example, I didn't know how to do squats at all. So even just like seeing it on the program was kind of daunting, but then actually going there and being like, oh, this isn't too hard.
And then you mentioned prior, like your diet was pretty much non-existent, just eating junk food most of the time.
Basically, yeah.
And so do you think having like that meal plan or the set macros kind of helped you out as well? Or at least like just having that food
I would
knowledge?
overall say because food is different every day, it
Mhm.
sort of fluctuates. I would say just being mindful for the most part of not overeating, not jumping into my temptations, not like seeing food and just going for it type of thing.
100%. And the dieting part is often where a lot of people go wrong. So hopefully now you've kind of like gathered like a good understanding of just food and nutrition in general, where you can still pretty much eat whatever you want as long as you kind of stay within like your calories and macros for the day. You're still gonna reach your fitness goals, right? So like you
Exactly.
mentioned, as long as you're kind of moderate, you'll be absolutely good to go. And then prior to joining this program, Jason, were you skeptical at all about anything, whether it being like online or not knowing how it would work, anything like that?
I mean, the skeptical part was more just like, is it going to work? Is it not? Because it's sort of like the results are self-driven. That one, I mean, way back there, I was like, I'm probably going to be doing better than I'm doing currently. The kind of people who wouldn't know where to begin, what to do, probably the ones that would kind of just walk in and just go on a treadmill or an elliptical for a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes and think that's enough.
Yeah, makes sense. So you think it'd be more beneficial for people who are just completely brand new to this and have no idea how to lift weights?
Yeah, just starting out type of thing.
Throughout this entire program, right, the 6, 7 months, like what was the biggest breakthrough through you, or where did you kind of start when it comes to like your body image, your weight, all that stuff, to where you kind of end up at?
So it was weird. So I fell into that like skinny fat thing. I think I say I fall into dad bod now. I know I stopped like loading pictures. I guess I kind of was just trying to get rid of that gut there at first, and then it was like I don't really care as long as I have like the slimmer figure. I already kind of reached what I was going for. But then it started turning into more of like, oh wait, I can actually lift heavier and I can actually do more with that. So I kind of just like have been chasing more of the strength gain as opposed to any sort of physical appearance.
Yeah, and then I know you mentioned sometimes in the check-ins as well how obviously physically you went through your transformation, but then how did that kind of affect you mentally, where it seemed like you were getting a lot more confidence, talking to more people, all that stuff. So how did that kind of affect your day-to-day life?
As for like approaching people, feel more confident, and I would say the body image definitely helped. You feel a lot less insecure. You feel more approachable. You see someone looking at you, and instead of like feeling ashamed, you're kind of excited. But other than that, like energy levels, that one I noticed like based on what you're eating, really in the point of like losing the weight at the start of the program, I noticed my energy levels were higher. I think that was just my body burning off all that excess weight.
What were kind of the specific results that you experienced when it came to like your weight and then your progress pictures as well?
Yeah, it was definitely shapelier, and I want to say I was like what 75 or something, 170. I'm down to 160 now, 160 even, just naturally being 15 pounds heavier, but it made the exercises like difficult, even just being a like a beginner thing. Doing a squat when you're heavier, I feel is probably harder than it would be doing it now, even though I've had the experience for 6 months.
Totally. And I know your situation was kind of more of like that skinny fat look where you're both trying to lose some of the body fat, but then also trying to build up some more muscle. But overall, losing 15 pounds, I mean, that's really, really good. Plus, you build up some good size as well throughout that time as well. Plus, as you mentioned, your confidence has increased as well, which is great. And then going back to what you said earlier, who would you kind of recommend this program to, or who do you think will this be a really good fit for?
I would say definitely the people when they start out, groups of like families. I see a lot of them at the gym when they're first starting out. The ones that you can tell probably go there and then they'll leave, within 2 to 3 months and not go back. So definitely like the novices and newbies crowd.